Lara Croft is a 21-year-old university graduate about to embark on her first expedition, which so happens to be with her university friend and filmmaker Samantha and her mentor and Croft family friend Roth as they journey to uncover the lost island of Yamatai, once ruled by Sam's ancient ancestor Sun Queen Himiko, a self-proclaimed descendant of the sun goddess Amaterasu. This is my review of Tomb Raider by Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix. Now first, let me establish my experience with the series prior to this game. Lara and myself have always had the sort of relationship where it's a series that your cousin was really into and you enjoyed the games every time you played them, but you never really got into them yourself. That sums up my relationship perfectly. It's quite funny actually. One of my vivid childhood memories is of the old Lucasade adverts that featured Lara. It's probably my earliest memory of the character actually. How sad. Out of the games that I have played, the ones that I enjoyed the most were Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider Legend, and most of all, Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, specifically because of its similarities to the Broken Sword series. Now, when I first saw the gameplay demos for Tomb Raider, I wasn't massively impressed. Minimal puzzle solving and almost a complete absence of complex platforming. However, I was immensely wrong, and with this review I hope to quash anyone's thoughts that the new Tomb Raider by Crystal Dynamics is just a game where you get from point A to B and do these quick time events. One of the most important parts of the game was always going to be the way Lara was represented. Crystal Dynamics could have taken it easy and bet on the audience already having an attachment to Lara from past games. Well, they didn't. Lara is a fully realised character, characterised very well by both in-game dialogue and some great cinematics. The player will feel sympathy for Lara when she is hurt or distressed, just as easily as the player will rally behind her when in the heat of battle. Lara even appears merciless at times, something which I believe is fueled by a disgust at the situation, not because the game suffers from Uncharted syndrome.
Just end it. Please.
Go to hell.
One thing I think is very important to note is that, past the first section of the game, once Lara has had a chance to compose herself and get over the shock of the situation she's in, she does not appear vulnerable, but resourceful and cunning, qualities which are a staple of the character. The other characters, however, aren't so well developed. There are other characters in the game, as I mentioned. However, characters are developed poorly, if at all. This is partially due to the fact that Lara spends the majority of the game alone, something odd due to the implied possibility of cooperative puzzles early in the game. However, effort is made to attach the player to the other characters. I don't want to give anyone pretenses for their experience with the characters, so I won't go into any more detail. The gameplay is another major concern regarding this new take on the series, yet it is in this department that I feel the game shines. The game is made up of three main parts: map exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. When I think of Tomb Raider's map exploration, I think of Rocksteady's Batman series. The formulae are nearly identical, a very open map which is not completely open world, where your ability to traverse it is hindered by whether you have the sufficient equipment. As you upgrade your tools, you'll find yourself able to get to higher and more hard to reach places, be it with the rope, which allows you to create zip lines between two predetermined points, or the climbing axe, which allows you to climb craggy rocks and cliff faces. The puzzle solving is also very fun and surprisingly challenging. Indeed, I often find myself stumped for 10 minutes on a few of the puzzles. However, the survival instinct feature allows you to find visual and audio clues regarding the puzzles, so you are never too highly challenged. The puzzles are difficult enough to make you feel dead clever when you solve them, but not to the point of frustration when you struggle. The combat often involves taking on a few waves of enemies, with more being thrown at you when you approach places of importance and pivotal points in the plot. The game often gives you the opportunity to take out guards stealthily, and even sometimes avoid enemies altogether. However, the game equips you for a more direct approach should you so choose, and while neither is rewarded over the other, I'm of the opinion that the stealth gameplay in Tomb Raider is infinitely more satisfying than the gunplay. The movement system, combat, climbing, traversion, etc. are all well done with beautiful animations. A well-designed cover system and a few arrows is all you need to take out a room full of enemies while looking utterly fantastic. This is helped of course by the game's graphics and art design. Graphically, the game is fantastic on PC. The environments are gorgeous, with a very wide range of weather and environment types. Windy valleys to vessel-strewn beaches to icy mountain tops. The characters look okay, but Lara looks amazing. You may have seen my video regarding Tress effects. In truth, that's just an exaggerated version of my actual feelings regarding it. I cannot put my finger on the exact thing, but after playing through the game with it, I cannot stand Lara without it. I just feel like it made Lara look more dynamic, more alive. However, as it's an emerging technology, it wasn't perfect. There were a few visual glitches and Tress effects always made it look like Lara had just stepped out of an advert for L'Oreal. Overall, I was incredibly happy with my experience with Tomb Raider. More than happy, in fact. Ecstatic. It's one of the best games I've ever played, and I really think Crystal Dynamics should be proud of themselves. For the reasons given, I have decided to give Tomb Raider 10 out of 10. I know I did state that I had some negative issues with the game, mostly being the characterization of the supporting cast. However, I believe that the supporting cast will always appear to be two-dimensional when compared to Lara because she is so well played and written. I feel like any attempt to improve the characterization of the supporting cast would do more harm to the game and to Lara than it would do good. You need to play this game. I honestly think it's a masterpiece and fitting of the rating. Crystal Dynamics have created something special and something I can't wait to see continue.
Move in! She's trapped! They surround her! There's nowhere...